Atwoli is currently addressing the media. Let's cross over there live and listen.
Who is also the General Secretary of Textile Workers Union. I have Brother Ernest Nadome, my able Assistant Secretary General of KOTU, and also General Secretary of Electrical Workers Union. I have Abakar and Mutiso. These are our representatives at the coast. They are the KOTU representatives at the coast. The purpose of this brief press conference, one, is to thank the Minister for Interior, Dr. Matiang, for the good job he did, because when the Chinese literally beat a Kenyan using some funny instruments in their hands, simply because that young man has opted to be beaten instead of being sacked, something which cannot be allowed to happen in this country. I raised the alarm and I appealed to Dr. Matiang and the government of Kenya that let those Chinese be deported, be arrested, arraigned in court, and be deported. And I'm happy Dr. Matiang has done the same. And I want to thank the government of President Uhuru Kenyatta for really protecting Kenyan workers from such unscrupulous employers who don't follow law, who are inept as far as our labor laws are concerned, who are not serious about looking into 5 sets of our labor laws. I want to thank the government for the action they have taken to make sure that those Chinese are deported. I want to warn other investors from other countries who want to invest in Kenya. They must respect Kenyan workers. They must respect Kenyan people. Kenyans are very hard-working people in this region. And we have a huge economy in this country that if it is properly managed, it can grow and grow and grow and create employment for the Kenyans. Let those who come to invest in Kenya think that we want them, that we are desperately in need of those investors. We want investors who respect the call of the International Labour Organization on providing decent work for Kenyans, not just mere jobs. Tunataka wale wawekezaji ambao wanapeana kazi bora, sio bora kazi. So if you want to invest in Kenya, you must be a serious investor, and you must take time a little bit to read what our labor-related laws say. So I want to thank, once again, I want to thank Dr. Matiang. I want to thank his Minister of Interior. I want to thank the department, the police, for the good job they did. They swiftly moved in and arrested those guys. But as I said when I was addressing and appealing to the government to arrest them and deport them, I want also to tell Kenyans that just don't watch and record when somebody is being beaten by a foreigner. You must come together and also fight that foreigner. Beat him thoroughly. You don't let him go. And court will provide a lawyer for you. I've said this time and again. Beat that man who doesn't understand the tenets of being a gentleman, or a person who doesn't want to read what is supposed to be read. We attained independence so many years back. And this is not the time somebody should not come here and say he wants to beat us and so on. You cannot use our desperation as far as provision of employment is concerned to indirectly enslave us, to indirectly make us slaves, to pay us peanuts. As such, employers should be rounded up by Kenyans themselves and be beaten thoroughly. Don't just watch. If in your farm, in your company where you are working, a company owner or a capital owner misbehaves, you also misbehave. And we will be there to protect you. Because sometimes these people think when they have a lot of money, they will bribe and get away with it. Call the police, report to the authorities, but at the same time, instantly take action against that particular person. And so many will learn a lesson that this is not a country where you can go and just play around with people. Today, if you go to Ethiopia, any foreigner in Ethiopia is wrong on whatever type of crime is taking place. Ethiopians will always come together to protect their own. And Kenyans must learn that. Go anywhere, even if it is in Tanzania, Tanzanians will come together and protect their own. Even if it is in Uganda, the Ugandans will come together and protect their own. Don't just say we are a liberal society or we are the most developed with huge economy around the region, and we don't mind. We have a lot of people who are jobless. We can take some to Qatar, to Kuwait, to Saudi Arabia, irrespective of the results when they are coming back to Kenya. Our daughters sometimes come back in coffins because we can't be able to provide employment. This is a very serious matter, and we must take it serious. And I want to tell Kenyans, you better die a poor person but very dignified, other than somebody coming to enslave you, somebody slapping you, somebody fighting you, somebody caning you as if you are in prison. And even our prisons don't cane. And therefore, if you try to do that, I'm appealing to Kenyans of goodwill, please retaliate in a very heavy manner, in very equal measure, by making sure that such employer is thoroughly beaten and the factory is closed. And if need be, burn that factory. Burn that factory. Burn that factory. If it is an hotel, burn it. Don't just sit and wait. Burn it. We are there, we will protect you. We have lawyers as workers. We have everything. We will appear in court. Nevertheless, nowadays even murderers are given bonds. So don't fear to fight somebody who is causing problems at your workplace. Yeah. Fight that person. Kenyans must love their own. And I want to thank Dr. Matiang. I want to thank the DPP. I want to thank the director of the CID for the good job these three young men are doing. And they must be supported. Yeah? Support Kinoti, support Haji, support Dr. Matiang for the good job they are doing. They moved in swiftly. These fellows were arrested, and yesterday, Dr. Matiang was announcing the deportation. He issued a deportation order. Let it be a lesson to others. Let it be a lesson to others. I thank you. Let it be a lesson to others. I wish I was there. As old as I am, I would have... Sorry, son. It would have been a different case when I'm there. Yeah? Ningelimchachua soki ila jaona, kumleta karibu hivi na kumpa head kwanza kabla sijaanza kumchezea. Ningelishangaa huyu mzee yuko aje huyu mzee. Angelijua mimi ni mzaliwa, mimi ni mtoto wa mtaa. That day he would have known me. Angelijua mimi ni mtoto wa area. Acha acheze huyo mchina ana bahati. But also I want to tell Kenyans, I coordinate Africa and Asia. What the Chinese are doing here, they cannot do it in their own country. What the Chinese are doing here, they cannot do it in their own country. And I want to appeal to the immigration department of our government not to allow Chinese to come in this country without work permits. We don't want to see them loitering everywhere. And let us get audit of their companies and what they are doing. Lazima police, I'm appealing to Mtiambai, who is my friend, the Inspector General, to round up all Chinese who are in this country without work permits, or who have no business here, or who have just come here to commit crime, to be taken back to China. Because what Chinese are doing here, they cannot do it in their own country. The Chinese companies here are bribing. They bribe Kenyans. Chinese contractors are involved in corruption in this country. When in their country corruption, the penalty for corruption is by death. Yeah. So let's not allow Chinese to roam around, sometimes with our own daughters, sometimes with our own sisters, sometimes with our own wives. They must be stopped, these Chinese. They must be stopped on what they are doing. Because what they are doing here, they can't do in China. I coordinate Africa and Asia, and I have a lot of respect for the president of China, President Xi Jinping. He's a president who supports workers. I have a lot of respect for all Chinese Trade Union Federation. I know they are serious people, 267 million members, but what Chinese are doing outside China, particularly in Africa, they cannot do it in China. So let's teach them a lesson here. They are not part of the big, good population of China. And let's take those back to China to meet coronavirus in their own country.
It turns out that most of these Chinese nationals or foreigners, they've been here without legal documents, yet they've